Hi, my exhibit is about the World War I uniform. Did you know that England changed their uniform so it wasn't similar to the Germans' uniform? English made sure that they had dry uniforms so the soldiers weren't miserable. Soldiers always had a gas mask in case of a gas attack happened. They would carry things like knives, forks and some food in case they got stuck, so they could survive for a few days. They would carry a gun and ammo at every point of the day.
My exhibit is about World War letters. These letters are important because they may have passed away and that their letters are the only thing left of them. Most men spent their downtime writing letters to their parents or loved ones. These letters meant a lot to people. It might be because they lost their lives.
My exhibit is about the Black Hand Gang. This group was important as 7 people from this gang went to kill Franz Ferdinand because he wanted to visit Sarajevo to take over. However, this caused World War I to start, which meant countries would pick on each other for no reason.
My exhibit is about the trenches that are important to World War I because that's where they live until the war is over and they go in there and use them as homes.
My exhibit is about animals who risked their lives at war. Dogs were used for both sides to carry messages between the trenches. They were small and moved very fast. 10 or thousands of carrier pigeons carried messages for their country. There is 5,000 camels to transport men and equipment and supplies. They were also ridden into battle.
My exhibit is about propaganda. Propaganda helps some people because it gives you a job. It involves jingoism. Jingoism is to make you believe that your country is the best. I bet you're wondering who is the man in the middle. Well, he is the warlord. He is in charge of war. Propaganda affects the war because if people see this, they will want you to help.
My exhibit is about camouflage trees. Can you imagine having to stay in there for hours on end and then running through the trenches to report back to your team? But it wasn't all bad. You could throw grenades and run as fast as you possibly could. Although it was a great hiding spot, it didn't really affect the war.
Hello, my exhibit is about Lord Kitchener. Lord Kitchener is the man who made up rules for World War I. He affected the war by making rules that helped certain countries. He was an important man to many countries, which means many liked him and many hated him.
My exhibit is about gas grenades that were used in World War I. Even though chemical weapons had been used several times before, World War I was the first time it had been used so widely. The first time gas grenades had been used, many soldiers became panic-stricken and held water or urine-soaked cloth to their mouths and noses as they knew gas would dissolve once it reached the liquid. Unfortunately, 198 out of 1,200,000 people died from gassing. This affected the war because if gas grenades were never used in the war, over thousands of people could have survived.
My exhibit is about planes in World War I. All of the planes used BMW engines and had an 8.2 metre wingspan. When flying, they wore leather balaclavas and other flying gear. Their planes had 2 sets of wings.
My exhibit is about the horses in war, and they are important because they were the main animal used in World War I. Also, horses have been this way for hundreds of years, and there are 3 types of horses in World War I. These 3 types are battle horses, supply horses, and war horses. Britain had more than 1 million horses, and 8 million animals died during that time. New soldiers got taught how to ride horses and take care of them. Supply horses did dangerous jobs, and they carried food, water, fuel, and more. Horses had to be checked every morning, and the army had to drive wagons and carry along with gun carriages.
My exhibit is how machine guns affected World War One. It was a very defensive weapon and had a fast fire rate. Surprisingly, it was far ranged and reached up to 1,800 meters. Sometimes machine guns overheat. However, you can prevent this by pouring water all over it. You can position it on a flat tripod and it dominated the battlefield and wiping out millions. It weighed a large 62 kilograms, which is mind-blowing. The machine gun they used shot a whopping 600 rounds per minute.
My exhibit is about tanks. Tanks were important because they protected infantry and they replaced machine guns. Tanks were during the Battle of Somme. They were important because they were more powerful than swords, guns or machine guns. Tanks were very useful to protect the infantry and to defeat enemy. Tanks affected the war by defeating enemy and protecting the enemy.
My exhibit is about how the world changed after World War One. I've chosen this because no one really knows what the world was before the war. For example, Austria, Hungary and Czechoslovakia used to be Austria-Hungary, and Poland is made out of portions of Germany, Austria, Hungary and Russia.